You didn't leave because you hated them. You left because you stopped recognizing yourself when you were with them. Let that sink in for a second. There's a moment, subtle, quiet, almost unspoken, when your soul whispers, "This no longer fits." The jokes don't hit. The conversations go in circles. You laugh less, think more, and somewhere in the silence between texts, you realize you've changed. And here's the part no one prepares you for. They won't celebrate it. You'd think becoming more self-aware, more grounded, more aligned would earn respect. But instead, it earns you distance, confusion, even resentment. Suddenly, you're different, too serious, not fun anymore. But you didn't wake up and decide to be cold. You just evolved. So let's talk about the real reason you feel this way, the unseen cost of becoming a man who doesn't follow the herd, and the truth about why you should never ever apologize for it. Because what's coming next in your life deserves the version of you you've been quietly building all along. Let's begin. 1. Because growth was never meant to be comfortable for everyone. Let's be honest. Outgrowing people hurts, not just for them, for you too. Because even though you're wired to be self-reliant, you're not cold. You care. You remember the laughs, the shared struggles, the late-night talks when both of you didn't know who you were becoming. But here's the truth you need to accept. Growth is supposed to feel lonely. When you start reading different books, thinking different thoughts, choosing solitude over noise. They won't understand it, and that's okay. But the worst thing you can do, the most dangerous thing for your own evolution, is shrink yourself back down to be relatable again. To say sorry for taking the stairs when they're still standing on the escalator. You were never meant to stay in the same emotional room just because that's where you met them. Some people were in your life for the version of you that existed at the time. The unhealed version, the accommodating one, the man who still needed external approval to feel enough. But you've moved past that. You've stepped into a man who no longer needs to be liked to be solid. And that, my friend, will terrify those who are still stuck. They'll say you've changed. They'll call you distant, cold, different. And they're not wrong. You have changed because you've grown. And growth isn't always poetic. Sometimes it looks like leaving behind a circle that no longer sees your worth. Sometimes it sounds like silence after years of noise. But that silence, that space, that's where your next level begins. Don't apologize for the distance. It's sacred. 2, because you weren't born to carry everyone to the top. One of the hardest pills for Sigma males to swallow is this. You can't take everyone with you, even the ones you love. Even the ones who were there when no one else was. You see, being a Sigma means you learn fast, you see patterns, and most of all, you outgrow comfort zones with terrifying speed. You evolve like it's instinct, because for you, stagnation feels like suffocation. But here's the trap. When you start rising, it's natural to look back and try to pull them with you, to drop hints, share insights, recommend the book that changed your life. Send the podcast that rewired your mindset. But what you'll find over and over is that most people don't want freedom. They want familiarity. You'll feel the weight of trying to carry their dreams for them until one day you realize you were never meant to carry their baggage and your vision. And when you finally put it down, they'll get angry, not because you did something wrong, but because you stopped enabling their smallness. This is where the guilt creeps in. Because you're loyal, you're thoughtful, you hate being misunderstood. But here's the cold truth. You don't owe anyone your wings just because they knew you before you could fly. And if they truly loved you, they'd be cheering you on from the ground, not resenting the altitude. So no, don't apologize for rising. Don't water down your evolution just to make others feel comfortable. Some people are only meant to be in your story for a chapter. You've moved on to the next one, and the plot is getting good. 3, because you were designed for depth, not drama. Let's make one thing clear. You didn't outgrow people because you thought you were better. You outgrew them because you craved something real. You started questioning shallow conversations. Small talk bored you. Going out just to vibe didn't move you anymore. You wanted depth. You wanted conversations that left your soul buzzing, not your ears ringing. You wanted relationships where honesty wasn't punished, where silence wasn't awkward, where growth wasn't mocked. But here's the kicker. Most people are addicted to drama. They mistake chaos for connection. They confuse loudness for love. And when you walk away from all that, when you choose peace over people, they'll see it as rejection. They'll tell others you became distant. They'll say you changed up, that you're too quiet now. What they're really saying is, he no longer feeds my need for distraction. And that's not your burden to carry. As a Sigma male, your very existence is a threat to performative connections. You don't fake laugh. You don't people please. You don't play roles that exhaust your spirit. So when the masks start to crack, when the group chat turns toxic, when the jokes stop being funny, you leave. Not with anger, not with arrogance, but with clarity. You've seen enough to know that not everyone wants peace. Some just want noise they can control. And you've made a vow to choose truth over comfort, growth over groupthink, and solitude over superficiality. So if walking away made you the villain in their story, let them tell it. Your story, it's being written in peace with purpose and without apologies. 4. Because loyalty to yourself comes first. There's this quiet belief a lot of strong men carry, that once someone's been there for you, you owe them forever. It's noble, it's real, but it can also be dangerous because there's a difference between loyalty and self-abandonment. You see, Sigma males tend to move through life as silent guardians. We observe, reflect, and remember who helped us. And that's beautiful until it becomes a chain. Because sometimes the people who helped you survive aren't the ones who'll help you thrive. And when you reach that crossroads where your future and your loyalty point in opposite directions, that's when the real test begins. Here's what no one tells you. Loyalty without alignment is a slow death. You start dumbing down your ideas so you don't make them feel small. You stop sharing your goals because they roll their eyes. You water down your dreams to keep the friendship comfortable. But deep down, you know what's happening. You're betraying yourself to protect them. And if you do that long enough, you lose both. Because resentment grows in the shadows of self-betrayal. Sigma males aren't built for that. We're not here to dim down. We're not here to coast. We're here to walk the mountain, even if it's alone. And if staying loyal to someone else means being disloyal to your purpose, then you know what needs to be done. Walk away, quietly, firmly, without guilt. You don't owe anyone your silence in exchange for their comfort. Be loyal, but let that loyalty start with you. 5. Because apologizing makes you the villain of your own growth. Let's get real. The second you say sorry for growing, you're not just apologizing to them, you're betraying the part of you that fought like hell to evolve. Think about it. Every boundary you set, every difficult decision you made, every silent night you spent healing, rebuilding, learning how to breathe on your own again. You're telling that version of yourself, you were wrong for changing, but you weren't. You were just done pretending, done performing, done playing roles that didn't fit anymore. And sure, when you walk away from old dynamics, people will project. They'll say you think you're better. They'll guilt trip you. They'll make your peace look like punishment. Don't fall for it. That's just resistance dressed as regret. You don't owe the past version of yourself a lifetime contract. You don't have to stay small so others don't feel abandoned. Sigma males are builders of new systems, deeper lives, stronger selves. And every time you apologize for outgrowing a relationship, you're essentially telling your subconscious, I don't deserve more. But you do. You've earned it, not through arrogance, but through effort. The nights no one saw, the sacrifices no one praised, the quiet choices that cost you company. And here's the twist. The more you honor your growth, the more you attract the right people. People who aren't intimidated by your silence, your strength, your self-awareness. But you'll never meet them if you keep running back to those who only loved your old self. So don't say sorry, say thank you. To the past, to the pain, to the version of you that kept going, when it would have been easier to stay stuck. You're not a villain. You're just finally living like you were always meant to, unapologetically.